Hey everybody, so for today's video I want to show you my take on the classic red Christmas truck, and for this project I used a 1/2 inch Blondewood board from Lowe's. It was about $17 for a 4-foot by 8-foot piece, and for my template I cut it out in my laser, but you could cut it out on cardboard or cardstock, whatever you would prefer. I just wanted something that was durable that I could use over and over again. I will also post a link to the design on my Etsy shop if you would like to see it. I cut down the piece of Blondewood so it would be easier to maneuver when I was using it on this scroll saw. Normally I cut out my wood projects with my laser, but for this project I wanted to make it a little bit thicker and more durable. When using the scroll saw, you just want to take your time and cut out little chunks at a time. You can always go back and take off a little bit more, but you just want to make sure that you don't get your blade stuck or create any issues. I went with the Blondewood because it was very clean looking. It was going to be easy to paint, not a lot of sanding needed to be done, and it was relatively inexpensive. I was able to cut it up into multiple signs for different projects, and I probably could have made 6 or 7 trucks with just one board. On some of the pieces I stayed kind of away from my trace lines because I didn't want to cut too much off and ruin the design. So I went back with the sander and rounded them off and smoothed them out. The truck was probably the easiest thing to cut because it was a lot of straight lines. And again, I will post a link in the description to the file that I used or that I created for this design. I also have one that has the Christmas tree attached, all one piece, but for this thicker design I really wanted to do them separately, and I think it came out really great. So I sanded down all my pieces when I was finished cutting, and like I said, there wasn't a whole lot of sanding to do, just a little bit in the crevices and the edges, but otherwise I really liked the Blondewood. And I went with the classic red from Valspar and some foliage green and some shamrock green that I mixed together on my Christmas tree. And I probably was a little too messy with my red paint. I just kind of splattered it on there, but that's half the fun, right? And make sure you get all of your edges because they will show, especially the wheel wells, because those are going to be exposed. So once I got all my pieces painted, I glued them on using some Acrylic glue, wood glue, which I really like. It holds really well, and especially for this project, I didn't want anything to come apart. And I didn't put it in the video, but in the template I do include the wheels, so I cut those out with the laser and just used some smaller ones. And I also cut out the window, and I used that to trace the window, and then I painted it black. You could make the wheels bigger, but I didn't want them to stick out. If I went back, I probably would have made them a little bit bigger. And then I just sanded the edges of everything to make it look rustic, and dabbed a little black paint to kind of give it that rustic look. And then when I glued the tree on, it was still a little wobbly, so I decided it needed something else, and I made some rails to go on the back. So I just measured out how big I needed them to be. It was about 8 inches, and I just had a piece of scrap wood laying around. It's just like a 4x4 that we cut down, and it was super thin, but it was perfect for this project. So I cut 2 top rails and 3 connecting rails for it. I sanded them all down and then got ready to stain them. And for this project I decided to use the Minwax Special Walnut. It's one of my favorite colors, and I use it almost on everything. So once they were all stained and ready to go, I just had to put some more wood glue on and put them onto my truck. The other thing I didn't show in this video is I did make a stencil out of vinyl for the Farm Fresh Christmas trees, and I put the stencil down and then I sponged on some white paint. I kind of left it looking rustic, so that's an added touch that I did. But overall, I was super happy with how this project came out. What I love about this project is it is super customizable, so you can make it your very own and make it very unique to you. I hope you enjoyed this video and help you make your own cute little Christmas truck. Please like and subscribe and follow us for more videos. Thank you again for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.